So we finally find out when the winds meet. The winds meet on November 14th. Where they meet? On PC and PlayStation. I'm sorry, that was a bit corny. But this is one of the games I was recently invited to 2 betas to play through and kind of just figure out stuff for myself. This is Where the Winds Meet, and it's coming to PlayStation and PC on November 14th for free as an MMORPG, but there is a pre-order bundle up on PlayStation that I've seen recently. I don't know if there's a pre-order bundle for PC. More than likely there is, because they're trying to make their money, of course. Now the game is going to be, it's going to have a lot of cosmetics. It's going to have a lot of gacha cosmetic elements, but they're saying there's going to be no pay to win, and they say a lot of stuff. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with this game, to be honest, and see if they follow through with the promises they've made. Now, during my time in both of the betas, all I did was play through the beginning area of the betas. I didn't push too far into the beta because I just wanted to find any bugs or mishaps that were in the early part of the beta, which for me there were not really many. There were a few frame drop areas that I could see being an issue for people with their sensibilities of how a game should run on PlayStation or on PC. But other than that, the game ran pretty well. I fought a lot of the NPCs just trying to get my hands on how the combat should work, and people are gonna love this. I'm not gonna lie. If you are a Soulsborne fan, if you are a Sekiro fan, if you enjoyed Black Myth Wukong, you're gonna love the combat in this game. It's a lot of parrying, a lot of dodging, a lot of timing your own gameplay, and yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. Now, when it comes to the aspect of multiplayer, I didn't get to run into anyone. I didn't get to party up with anyone. Like I said, I was doing the earlier. I think you can actually party up with people very early on in the beginning, but I didn't look to party up with anyone because honestly didn't have the time to play with most people were playing. During that same period of time, I was busy with other projects, and so I just kind of had to play by myself and not restrict myself to the time that people played, or try to burden someone down with the time that I played. However, that being said, I have seen some people that did play the MMO aspect of the game where they were able to party up with multiple players say they had a lot of fun doing so, and conquering some of the open world dungeons, because there are some open world dungeons in this game where you can just drop into the dungeon and not realize you're in a dungeon immediately. Now, while there is no real holy trinity in this game, there are weapons that have abilities to give buffs and healing, as well as debuffs, and it does make the gameplay very intricate. I found an umbrella that allowed me to cast like a healing circle that would heal over heal pulses over a period of time while the umbrella was spinning, and that pretty much signifies that you can play a supportive defensive role for your whole party. Multiple players can use the same weapon as well, so you can have multiple players using said umbrella, using the healing spell just to cast multiple healing pulses, but that's not exactly what this is about, of course. It's just going to be like, optimizing your classes or your weapons for your play style, and being able to take on what you want to in the world. There are giant boss fights I've seen from some other videos. There are some crazy fights in this game that I feel like it's going to be amazing to see how people are able to overcome some of these things. And then there's the PvP. The PvP looks immaculate. I wish I was able to get into the PvP myself just so I can see how people are going to play, because one of the biggest things for MMOs for me is the PvP. I love smooth PvP. I love exhilarating combat that wakes me up and makes me want to continuously play the game, even though when I have to get up in the morning and go do something else, but it draws me back to the game as soon as I get back to being able to play. And from what I've seen of the combat so far, I feel like I'm going to love this. One of the big things I did see during the game that they let us actually preview were the cosmetics, and the cosmetics were flawless. Oh my god, the cosmetics. So much drip in these cosmetics, guys. But anyway, back to the major gameplay of the game. The game is not going to be easy. This guy that I'm fighting right here, Grandmaster Gonsun, he was destroying me. This is like the 4th or 5th fight I recorded of me fighting him, trying to get the parry down. This is like when me just getting into the game, by the way. This isn't like super far into the game. This is just when you get into the game, you make it to the first little settlement, and you get to fight like these myriad of NPCs where they want to teach you pretty much how to play the game. And they did not start you off easy. I promise you. I was frustrated actually fighting him the first 3 times. Then I finally got down how to parry, and I was like, okay, this makes a bit more sense. And then his moves just got more erratic, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? You didn't do this last time. Why are you doing this time? What's wrong with you? I thought this was a fair fight. I didn't know I was a victim. But eventually I was able to get good and overcome Master Gunsa, and then I had to fight another little mother that, my god. That fight wasn't that much fun either, to be honest. I mean, it was fun, but he was destroying me the entire time. I'm not gonna lie. This is another one of the NPCs you had to fight to learn their technique and stuff. And honestly, I was scared of this fight because he was like breathing fire and throwing out smoke bombs, and bro, I was like, what am I doing here? He's just walking at you too the entire time. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and not really fight this guy the way that they're trying to make me fight. I wanted to cheese him, to be honest, but he started throwing me out the ring. When he throws you out the ring, you're done. Yeah, that's it. You're done. So yeah, that fight was interesting to do, and having to fight multiple times and try to dodge the ability where he throws you out the ring, and finally beat him, which I ended up beating him, which I'm not gonna put in this clip because I don't need to prove anything to you guys. But yeah, be ready November 14th. Free to play. Wuxia open world action adventure RPG, Where the Winds Meet. It's coming, and hopefully you guys will be there. Once again, it's going to be free to play, so you got nothing to lose. So hopefully I'll see you there. Peace.